Alright, welcome back to Hard Rock Guitar for Newbies. I'm Alex and I'm really excited that you're back here again today for another lesson. So today we're going to get into your first single string song. You spent a lot of time up to this point kind of learning the fundamentals, and now it's time we put some of those things to use. This is where the real fun starts. So this song is a single string song, meaning that all the notes are going to be played on one string. In this case, it's going to be played on the low string. So your 6th string, which is tuned to C, because of course you're tuned to drop C, aren't you? Which should sound kind of like this. So just going down and up the whole time while fretting the notes with my fretting hand. Now we're doing this all on one string, so you can get used to just moving around the fretboard with your fretting hand while your picking hand just focuses on simple downstrokes and upstrokes. I'm going to play through it once kind of at tempo. So the tempo is 120 beats per minute to keep it easy. And it goes in order: verse, chorus, bridge, verse. Basically the verse is being used as an outro. And then I'm going to break it down by each part. You're also going to see some guitar tabs on the screen during this course. We'll also cover how to look at those. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so up on the screen you can see a set of guitar tabs. Now guitar tabs are basically a way to notate music for guitar instead of using the traditional kind of sheet music that has a lot of dots and symbols on it. As you can see, there are 6 horizontal lines for each section. Each of those lines represents a string. So the one at the top there, the D, that is your top string on your guitar, the skinny one. And the bottom one, of course, is the C, the heavier string or the lowest string. And because we're on drop C tuning, that of course is tuned to C. Now each of the numbers horizontally on that bottom line tell you where to place your finger on that bottom string. So in the case of this example here, we're going to play 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 6, 0, 6. And that is the main verse riff for this particular example song. And that's going to repeat 8 times here. The tempo for this song is 120 beats per minute. The time signature is 4/4, and these are all 8th notes. So the tempo will be dun 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 dun, kind of like that. So follow along in the video, you'll see how it all flows together. So the first part of that song consists of 8 notes. So we're going to start off with an open C played on our 6th string, which should of course be tuned to C. So it starts off with a downstroke and an upstroke. So kind of like this. Then we're going to play 2 and 3 on your C string, which is going to be D and E flat. So now we've got 4 notes. The next 4 notes are 0, 6, 0, 6, downstroke on 0, upstroke on 6, downstroke on 0, upstroke on 6. Just like that. So now we've got for the verse this. pretty straightforward, right? And again, all played on your low C. Alright, so now let's talk about the chorus. So the chorus has 2 bars to it, and that whole thing repeats 4 times. So the chorus, played at tempo, looks kind of like this. So it starts off here on the 8th fret. You hit the 8th fret 5 times. Then you hit under the 6th fret. Then the 5th fret. And then open. Those are your first 8 notes. Instead of trying to do all of this with just one finger on your fretting hand, use all your fingers. You've got all these extra digits here. No sense to try to just use one to do all of it. In my case, I typically put my pinky on the 8th fret, middle finger on the 6th, and then index slash pointer finger here on the 5th fret. So I'm going to go... That way I'm not having to jump around with my entire hand as much. And then the second half of the chorus goes, so that's 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 6, 5, 3. It's very, very similar to the verse riff because of those first 4 notes being the same. So all together, the chorus looks like this. So at the very end of the chorus, we don't finish out the full 8 notes. So it simply goes, and that's on the 7th measure of the chorus. And that stop is in the tabs that I provided here in this module. Alright, so now let's get into the bridge. In this case, we're going to be jumping up to the 8th fret, moving to the 10th fret, then down to 5, and then up to 6. So 8, 10, 5, and 6. That's where we're going to focus. So that's going to start right here. So I'm going to play the 8th fret 5 times. I'm going to play 10 twice. And then 5 once. That's the first half of the bridge. As you can see, that's 8 notes right there. And then for the second half of the bridge, I'm going to play the 5th fret 5 times, and then the 6th fret 3 times. That's going to sound like this. One more time. So all together, that bridge is going to sound something like this. Now from there, we simply go back to the verse, which again is... And that's where we wrap up the song. So while you're running through this exercise, focus on your picking hand and fretting hand being synced up. When they're locked in together, they should be nice and smooth. You want to make sure that your pick is landing at the same time your fingers are pressing down to keep things nice and clean. Also, focus on just keeping this hand moving back and forth in a smooth motion, thinking about how much pick you have exposed between your thumb and forefinger, and keeping your wrist nice and relaxed while picking away at it. So you'll find the MP3 of the backing track linked here on this page as well. It's just a separate YouTube video, so you can run through that as much as you want if you want to practice along with it. And of course, the tabs are there as well. Alright, that's all we've got for this simple single string song lesson. It's been awesome hanging out with you today. Keep playing, keep practicing, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.